Yo guys, today we are going to be inspecting every weapon in Roblox Rivals. Alright, without further ado, let's hop right into it. Alright, first things first, we have the brand new distortion. And here, I'll just go ahead and show all y'all. I have every single gun in the whole game, alright? If you see here, I have the distortion, basically every pay to win item. Alright, we go to a secondary. I got everything in here. And you might be wondering, well, what about the pass? What about the end of it with the warp stone? Yep, I got that too. Alright, so let's go ahead and inspect all of these cool little inspects. Okay, and if y'all don't know what inspect is, it basically is just a cool little thing that it's just an animation for a gun. Alright? And how you use it, if you're on a keyboard, it's V, alright? But you could change your keybinds, and mine is E. So all I gotta do is click E, and it'll show me. But we're going to be rating every single gun's inspect on a scale 1 to 10, alright? And we're gonna be brutally honest. Put y'all's favorite one down in the comment section below, alright? We're gonna go ahead and get it on this podium right here. Without further ado, let's go ahead and look at this one, alright? Ooh. This one's not that good, I'm not gonna lie. Here, let's watch that again. Yeah, it's alright. I mean, it could be better, but like, it's so basic. Alright, let's look at the portal gun. If y'all don't know what the portal gun is, spawn a portal right there. Y'all can go through that. Alright, let's go ahead and look at this. Oh, that's not bad. That's, alright, distortion, I'd rate 6 out of, no, like a 4. 4.5 out of 10. I'd rate the warper 5. Alright, let's go ahead and do paintbrush. Alright, let's look at this. Okay. Ooh. I'll rate this a 7 out of 10. I mean, this is also like, I mean, look at this. You flip it in your hands. Look at these moves. That's pretty cool. Alright, and then last but not least, the warper. Alright, or warpstone. My bad, guys. Alright, let's go ahead and look at this. Oh, that's pretty cool. I do like that. You just look at it and like toss it up in the air. That's pretty cool. I like that. I'm gonna rate that a 6.5 out of 10. Alright, energy pistol next. Alright, let's look at our energy gun. Alright, if y'all don't know what energy gun is, it is a very pay to win item. Has infinite ammo, as you can see. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the inspect for it. Ooh, that one's not bad. That one's not bad at all. I'd rate it like maybe a 5 out of 10. Alright, let's look at energy pistols. These will not disappoint. I mean, look at that. It just spins. This is like easy 7.5. Alright? Alright, now one of my favorite inspects in the game. My battle axe, alright? Y'all ready for this? That was crazy. I'd rate that a 9.5 out of 10. Oh my. Y'all hear that? Play it one last time. That's crazy. Or and another, I'd rate this like, yep, I already said a 9.5, but I'll raise it to a 9.7. Alright? And then, last but not least on this loadout, we're gonna do the cat. The med kitty. Well, that's pretty cool. I'd rate this 7.5. So, alright, flamethrower does not disappoint. And exogun, subspace. Alright, let's look at flamethrower. Alright, hopefully this isn't boring. Another basic, man, I'd rate this a 2. Alright, let's look at energy, or not energy, exo. It's just another basic. I'd give that another 2. Oh, chainsaw? Disappointing. It's a 3. Alright, let's look at subspace. Oh. Oh. That. Okay. I'd rate that like a 5. No, needs to go up like a lot more. 6.8. That is a crazy one. Alright, grenade launcher, slingshot, fist, flashbang. Alright, I'm gonna be quiet because some of these you need to be very quiet to hear. Alright, let's go ahead and look at this one. I'd rate that one like maybe a 5.5. Because, I mean, let's go ahead and look at this again. He's like checking the ammo. That's pretty cool. Alright, now one of my favorites, slingshot. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and look at this. Alright. Another musical instrument. I'd rate this like 8 out of 10. I feel like that's a reasonable. Alright, now everybody, we gotta be real quiet to hear this one, I think. Oh, he popped his fist. That's like a 7. I'd say that's a 7. Alright, the flashbang. If y'all don't know what a flashbang is, that's what it does. Alright, let's look at the inspect. Looking at it. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I'd say, maybe a 5.8. Alright, minigun. Let's do minigun, daggers, katana, and freeze ray. Alright, minigun is another very pay-to-win weapon. As we can see, crazy damage. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the inspect. Another basic inspect. I'd have to go that's like a 3, man. It's just another basic inspect. Oh, this is gonna be nice. Daggers. Daggers are overpowered. Alright, let's look at the inspects. Oh, it like shows them. Let's look at that again. I'd rate this like a 8 out of 10. Like, look at this. This is crazy. Alright, now one of my favorites, katana. Deflects bullets and everything. Alright, let's go ahead and look at this. Oh, now that's cool. I rate that like a 7.9 out of 10. That was really cool. Alright, last but not least, we're going to do my time gun. I have a skin on it, so that's why I call it time gun, see? Alright, now let's look at this. Oh, now, I like that. That's like a 8 out of 10. Alright, one of my favorites, paintball. Alright, flare. Ooh, knife and grenade. Alright, paintball, another pay-to-win item, but one of the most skillful pay-to-win items. Doing a staggering 18.5 in the head and a 17.9 with the body. So it's pretty pay-to-win. Alright, let's go ahead and inspect. Don't tell me it's not a boring inspect. I have to give this like a 4. Like, ooh, it's a boring inspect on such a good gun. Honestly, the reload's more cool than the inspect. Alright, flare gun. One of my favorites. Let's go ahead and see what it does. Do a trick. Ooh, that was cool. Like, maybe a 6.8 out of 10 again. Alright. Now one of my all-time favorites. This might get a 10 out of 10, I don't know. It's knife. Alright, now look at this, guys. Do a little bit of tricks. Show it off. Flip it upside down. Do some more tricks. Then backstab. More people. I have to rate this one a 10. It's just perfect. It's so cool. Alright, finally, last but not least, we have grenade. Good for movement. Let's go ahead and look at the inspect. No oh, okay. 7 out of 10. Ooh, moving on to some of my favorite gun, which is assault rifle. Alright, let's go ahead and inspect. That was boring. Come on, assault rifle. You're one of the best guns in the game, and you're just gonna do that? Alright, let's do handgun. Okay. Reloading. Okay, that's pretty cool. Alright, now go ahead and... Oh, that's cool for riot shield. Just flips it around. I'd give that like a... It's gotta be like a 8. Now I already know what this one does. Bounce pad, I already know it's inspect. I know it's awesome. It's just like the subspace. Alright, y'all ready? I gotta give this one like a 8.5 out of 10. It's just so creative. Alright. W inspect. Alright. Bow, revolver, scythe, and Molotov. Alright, let's go ahead and look at bow. Oh, this is bored. Oh, okay, got its own sound effect. This makes it go up to a 7, because if it didn't have a sound effect, then that would be very bad. Alright, time for revolver. Alright, let's look at the inspect. Oh. The little spin? Okay. That's gotta be like... That's gotta be like... Probably another 7, but 7.5. 7.5. That was good. Alright, let's look at scythe. If you don't know what scythe does, it just dashes you forward. Which is kind of crazy for movement, because you're down here, then you're not. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the inspect. Oh. Oh. Okay, that was... I guess it was alright. Alright, and guys, if y'all made it this far to the video, thank y'all so much. But I do ask that y'all leave a like and subscribe. Y'all don't have to, but it just helped me out. Alright, let's look at the Molotov. Let's go ahead and throw it down and show y'all what it does. Just burns them. Alright, let's look at the inspect. Oh. I'd rate that like a 8. That was cool inspect. Alright. Okay, we're down to our last couple of weapons. Okay, burst rifle, shorty. And we're done with all these, so we're just gonna keep it on knife. And then Statchel, one of my favorited utilities. Alright. Let's go ahead and look at burst. Okay, let's look at that again. Okay. This is alright. I'd rate this 5 out of 10. Not that much going on. Alright, shorty. I got the look at the shorty skin down here. Special sound effects when I'm reloading. Alright, let's look at the effects. Oh, with how cool the reload is, you think it'd have a special effect. I'd rate it like a, I'd say like a 3 out of 10. Alright, now one of my favorites, Statue. Alright. We gonna spin it up? Yes, we are. That is 8 out of 10 for me. What do y'all think? Alright. Fell all the way back down again. Alright. We're down to our last couple of weapons, so stay tuned and see what some of these do. And smoke grenade. Alright, let's look at crossbow. If y'all don't know what crossbow does, It is one of the hardest things to counter in the game, especially if you have exo gun and crossbow, because you only counter a crossbow with riot shield. So it's very good. And it hits for 75 in the head, which is a 2-tap. Alright, I would rate the inspect. Let's go ahead and look at it. Another boring inspect. Oh no. That gets like a 3 out of 10. Come on, we don't want any of these boring things. Alright, this is spray. I got a skin on it, makes it look like a nail gun. Now, it might look like it does bad damage, but if you're close up, it kind of goes crazy. Now, let's look at the inspect. Oh. That would be like, maybe a 6 out of 10. Alright, smoke grenade. Show y'all what it does. Throw it, makes smoke. Does 1 damage to enemies. Like I said, it makes smoke. And let's look at the inspect. That was pretty cool. Well, let's watch it again. Alright, like a 5 out of 10. Alright, we're down to just a couple more. This is our last secondary. And this is our last utility. Alright. We're going to start things different. We're going to start with the utility. Alright. This is Warhorn. And obviously it gives me a speed boost. Let's see what it does with the inspect. Oh, another boring one. Let's rate that at 2 out of 10. Nothing fancy, nothing cool. Alright, one of my favorite weapons. Uzi. Oh, and guys, just to let y'all know, there are different inspects for different skins. I have one skin on my Uzi, the money gun, and it makes some pretty cool skins. Or pretty cool inspect, I mean, but it is a pretty cool skin. Another boring inspect. I can't rate this high. This has to be like a 3. Alright, one of the best guns in all of Rivals, the Gunblade. Obviously, you shoot it, turn it into a blade, hit it, hit them with it, turns back into a gun, hit them again, turns back into a blade that you can dash with, just like Scythe. Alright, let's look at the inspect. Oh my, another boring inspect, dude. Oh, that's getting a 0. I'm not messing around anymore. Alright. Only got primaries now. Let's look at rocket launchers. Or whatever you want to call it. RPG, rocket launcher. Oh my. Alright. I'd rate it like a 5 out of 10. Alright, let's look at shotguns. Or, you know, cactus gun. Alright. I think that'd have to be like a, maybe like a 3. Alright, last but not least, sniper. Alright, y'all ready for this? 1 shots to the head, and 3 shots to the body. And obviously, I have the pixel sniper on mine, so that's why whenever I aim in, the crosshairs a little bit. Well, not the crosshair, but the glass around it's a little bit funky. But it still makes me hit more of my shots. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the inspect. Oh. Has a special. Okay. I rate that a 9. Because it actually has a sound. That's cool. Alright. Alright guys, I think that will be the end of our video. And I really appreciate it if you watch to the end. And thank you so much for watching the video. And I will see you guys later.